Hello, BookTube. All right, we're back for 8.1K Q&A. I think this is installment number 5, or maybe even number 6. And we are at the Steve Doctrine. Does TSD, not to be confused with STD or DTS, allow for binge watching of the X-Files? Absolutely. Absolutely. And remind me, I am, as a follower of the Doctrine, as a follower of the Doctrine, permitted D.H. Lawrence novels, or is he a little too morally perverse? You're permitted to read them. You're not going to like them. They're not very good. John O'Doherty says, inspired by Abelard's question, have you been able to read the new JFK biography by Frederick Longueval? Yes. And will you be reviewing it somewhere? I will not be reviewing it anywhere, but it was very good. Oh, goodness gracious. Would you say it is better than the Bob Dallek one that for someone wanting more than just the Senate/presidential years, which I'm sure still belong to Teddy Sorensen's book? Teddy Sorensen? Dallek's book wasn't all that good. The Longueval book would be the one to do, definitely. Abelard Manu says, number 1, do you like Stendhal's contemplations in his book On Love? Sure. I'm a fan of the author. Number 2, do you think Gore Vidal was wrong about JFK's presidency being awful? Yes, he was. Gore Vidal was wrong about politics almost all the time. I thought Jack Kennedy was meant to be both a good president and charming, but Vidal said he was only charming. Vidal was jealous of him and of anybody else that popular culture liked more than he did, which was a lot of people. But jealousy is the main motivating factor behind his opinions of JFK and RFK. Vera Pavlova says, thank you for answering our question, Steve. Can you recommend a good book on the 2008 financial crisis? Is Big Short a good one? Big Short is a good one, yeah. Quinn Rifkin says, what do you make of Harold Bloom praising Blood Meridian as the greatest book of the latter half of the 20th century? Harold Bloom never read Blood Meridian. Harold Bloom never read Blood Meridian. Golden Books TAS says, what are some of your favorite and most highly recommended war films? Do you think it is a genre of film that is very important? I don't know about very important. I don't think any films are very important. Only film geeks think that. But there have been quite a few war films that I've loved. A Bridge Too Far? Don't miss A Bridge Too Far. Don't miss it. And watch all the way to the end. That incredible, long, wordless ending scene. Oh my. Don't miss it. Also, Patton, of course, one of the greatest war movies ever made. I would strongly recommend that. Also, not so much a movie as a miniseries, but Masada, the adaptation of Ernest K. Gahn's book, The Antagonist, was made into a TV series called Masada with Peter Strauss and Peter O'Toole. It's incredible. If you can find it, I don't know if it exists anymore, but it's incredible. Golden Books TAS also says, is there a Steve take on the new Tom Hanks war movie called Greyhounds? Yeah, it's very good. Very effective. And Julie Alvar, oh my, this is the end. Oh my. All right, this is going to be a very short ending video. Do you recommend Hana Yanagihara's Little Life? I recently finished Shuggy Bane and wondered if it was similar. I do recommend it. A Little Life is really good, and it is very similar because both of them are misery fests. They're both very sad novels that pull you through the misery of all of their characters. Shuggy Bane has more optimism in it than A Little Life, because anything would have more optimism. The eruption of Vesuvius had more optimism in it than A Little Life. But even so, they're both beautifully written. And beautifully realized characters. So yeah, it's a natural thing to go from one to the other. Just, make sure you have some bright sunlight, maybe some happy songs at handy, because they're pretty relentless, both of them. And that is it. That is our 8.1K Q&A session. And we end on a short video because I wasn't looking ahead. So I want to wrap it up here. I will upload these videos. I want to thank you all for these questions. They were fantastic as always. Earlier on in one of these Q&As, one of you suggested that we do this once a month, regardless of subscriber count, and just decouple it from the subscriber count. I love that idea. So in 2021, we will certainly do that. We'll just have a monthly Q&A. And maybe even a monthly live stream Q&A. That would be a lot of fun if I can master the technology. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all for being here, for being company. This was just wonderful. There's a chance that we will get to 8.2K Q&A before the year is over and before I make my departure in late December. If that happens, we'll do another Q&A. But in the meantime, I'm going to wrap this up and start uploading these. But I will be back. Thank you, BookTube.